Hello everybody, this is Sukan from Tech Knowledge. In today's video we are going to see how to debug a standalone Java program. Uh, this video will be very helpful for Java beginners who have just started working with Eclipse. Firstly, I am going to show you how to debug a Java program and other tips and techniques, followed by other tips and techniques working with Eclipse. So firstly, uh, as you all might be knowing, in Java execution starts from a main method. So I have a sample program designed for you to demonstrate this example. This is a sample Java class wherein we have a different methods in it. So we also have a main method. uh, the highlighted portion is the main method. So in Java, as I have already told you, that execution starts from the main method. So if you wanted to know the flow of the program in Java, when you run it, it just starts running, and you never know what is happening inside the program. So if something goes wrong, it is very difficult for you to understand and know where it has gone wrong. So in order to know where it has gone wrong, you need to debug. Debugging is nothing but uh, interrupting the flow of an application or of a program. So you need to put a debug point in order to interrupt the flow of the program. So to put a debug point, you need to go to this left bar over here and then double click on it, or else you can just right click and then toggle breakpoint. So you get to see this round blue color circled icon over here, appearing over here. So this is nothing but debug point. So in order to start debugging, so you just need to right click on this program and go to debug as, and then click on debug as Java application. So it will start debugging, and this green color highlighted portion is an indication that it has started debugging. So it has started debugging, and it interrupts the flow of the application wherever you have put the debug point. So it has started executing, and it came to this debug point. So you can see the variable names, or variables over here. So if you hover on the variables, you'll get to see the values populated in the variables. And to start debugging line by line, you have something called step into and step over. You can see in the top left corner, you have step over and step into. Step over is nothing but debugging line by line, and step into is nothing but if you have something like a method call. So you can see this get number of files in folder. This is a method. So this is a method call over here. So if you just click on control, and if you click on it, you can see this implementation of this method. So this is the method that we have a method call here. So if you have a method call, you come here, and then after coming here, you just need to click on F5. F5 is nothing but step into. It goes into this method in the course of execution. So I'm going to show you all these. So firstly, to step over, to debug line by line, you need to click on F6 in Windows, and whereas in Mac you need to uh, press and hold function and then press on F6. So I'm pressing on F6, so it has come to the next line. So after coming to the next line, you can see the variables populated. So this destination folder variable name is having some value over here. So in runtime, basically you can see the values over here. You also have an option to see all the variables. So go to the window option. Basically, I have a Mac, and I'm showing all these things over Mac, so it might differ in Windows as well. Most of the things will be same, but uh, some things might differ. So you need to go to Window, Show View. So you'll have different views to show. Different views to view. Just click on Other. and then type variables. Yes, so click on this and press OK. So here you can see the variables appearing here. So in the course of execution you'll get to see all the variable names and the associated values here. So you can expand this and see what variable values it consists of. So now press on F6, it comes to the next line. um, you also can, when you have this green highlighted, so you can also double click on this and right click and then inspect this element. If you inspect it, it shows the value of the variable over here. Suppose I'm gonna stop it and run it again. Debug as Java application. So press on F6. So it came to this line, and if you might wanted to know what value is getting populated in this if condition, so just highlight that portion and then right click and inspect that element. So it calculates this value inside this if, and it is returning true, and that's the reason the control will go inside this if method. So press F6, and if you wanted to as I've told you, this is a method and this is a method call over here. So in the course of execution, if you wanted to go inside this method and know what is happening inside this method, just click on F5 in Windows and function F5 in Mac. So you can see the control has gone inside this method. Inside this method, it has started, basically it has gone inside this method. So you can see all the variables populating over here in the variables section. So now we have folder name and number of file variables. So this is how we debug, and you can see you can also view the console and console statements printing in the console. For that we need to go into show view and console. So you can see this is printed something here. Sorry for the interruption. So that is how you debug code in Java. uh, and now I'm going to show you some tips and techniques that would help for a Java beginner who is working on Eclipse. Very first thing that every Java programmer experiences who is working on Eclipse is that the perspective of this Eclipse plugin, Eclipse tool. You have different components over here. So you have package explorer, you have this editor over here in the middle, and you have this task list and etc over here. So what a beginner will do is mess up things like this. You just drag it over here, and you get confused actually, and you doesn't know how to realign this. So there is a simple way to do this. You just need to go into window again, and you need to go into this tab named perspective, and you have an option to reset perspective over here. So if you click on it and click S, it will reset to default perspective, I mean default alignment of this perspective. We have different perspectives over here. You can see this Java JE perspective, Java perspective, and others. So this is a tip where it will help Java programmers, Java beginners who are working on Eclipse. Uh, and I have a set of important shortcuts that would help programmers who have just started coding. So I'll demonstrate it one by one. So the first one is Control Shift G. uh, in a program you'll have a lot of methods, and if you wanted to know where this method is getting called from. I mean, you have a method call here. Since this is a simple program, you'll get to see where this is getting called from. But in case if you have a very big project and you wanted to know from where this method is getting called, you need to press and hold Control Shift and G in Windows. Control Shift and G, and in Mac it is Command Shift G. So you have this search option appearing here, and if you click on this, you have instances where this method is getting called. So in the move files to folder class, you have a main method. If you double click on this, it just goes in and highlights where this method is getting called. So this is very easy to know from where this method is getting called. And as I've already told you, there is a simple technique to go inside this method. You just need to click on control and this appears, and click on open implementation, so you can go to this method directly instead of manually searching. And also there is one more technique named one more technique to list out all the methods in a class. So if you have a very big class and you might wanted to search a method, uh, it is very difficult for you to scroll down through all the class. It is very difficult for you to scroll through the whole class and then find out the method which is required. For that, you need to press and hold Control and O uh, in Windows, and in Mac it is Command and O. So you'll get to see this pop-up appearing, and you can search for methods over here. So you can actually type in whatever you want, which method you want. So move files, so this is the method that I wanted to go in. So if you click on this, you directly go in this. So very simple, it is very simple to do. Basically, if you click on Control O, you'll get to see all the methods and variables in some cases in this pop-up. And another tip is, you know unused imports. So for every Java programmer, code quality is really important. uh, so if you have unused imports, it is treated as bug in some cases. So in order to take care of this, you don't need to go and remove all these things. You have a shortcut for that. It is Control Shift O in Windows and Command Shift O in Mac. So you can see the unused import getting disappeared. So Command Shift and O in Mac and Control Shift O in Windows. So this is really helpful. And also, if you wanted to format program, you just need to click on, wherever you wanted to format, you need to highlight that portion and Control Shift and F to format. So I'll show you this. So if it is not formatted in a proper way, you can highlight this portion and then click on Control Shift F in Windows and Command Shift F in Mac. So you can see it has formatted the code for you. And the other thing is, if you have a very big project and you wanted to you need some class, you don't need to go and drill down all these things and search for that class. If you are aware of the class name, you just need to click on Control Shift R. It will find the resource for you, and in Mac it is Command Shift R, and just type the name of the class or name of the resource, whatever you want, and it searches for you, and just click on enter. It finds it for you. This is also very helpful tip for a Java beginner in Eclipse. And the next one is, go to line number. You have a very big, if you have a very big class and you wanted to go to a line number, if this naturally appears for a support programmer when you have a bug raised by your testing team and you wanted to go and see where what is happening in that line. um, you don't need to go and search for you don't need to go and count the line numbers. You have a shortcut for that. It is control and L in Windows and command and L in Mac. So if you wanted to go to line number 41, just type 41 here and press enter. The cursor takes you to the line number 41. So this is also a very important technique or tip. And the next one, and you can basically you can enable and disable the line numbers here. So you have something called show line numbers. It toggles the line numbers over here. Now the line numbers are disappeared, and if you again go and check this show line numbers option, it shows the line numbers for you. In this way also you can go to a particular line. So if you wanted to block or unblock a code, you can right click source, add block comment or toggle comment. You can use any of the either of the options. And finally you have control shift L in Windows and command shift L in Mac to get to see all the shortcuts appearing here. So if you want a shortcut for something, you can press control shift L on Windows and command shift L on Mac and get to see all the shortcuts which are really helpful. So these are the important techniques and tips which I have identified when I was a developer. So I hope it is helpful. If you have any questions or comments, you can just mention it in the comment section. If you like the video, hit the like button and click on the little subscribe button down right below the video. Thank you.